I know, chasing that dough, hitting that road, getting that money, man. All I know, loading that foe, kicking down doors, getting that money, man. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is what does Teofimo Lopez need to do to bounce back from his first professional loss to George Kambosos? I'm going to turn it over to Trill Nostradamus.
Whole new team. Whole new team. Get rid of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Rebuild. I'm sorry to be saying this. I love father trainer duels. I think it's sweet. But this one, and I've been saying this for a while. I do not like it. I do not like it at all. It looks very toxic. I don't like it. He was giving him wrong information. This is not the first time that I feel like he's been doing it. I think that this kid, Teofimo Lopez, has just been trying to hold this together because he loves his family. What he needs to do is, if he's struggling to make 135, just go to 140. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Go to 140. Go with what's best for you. Don't keep struggling to put your body to this if you know you're not going to be your 100% self, because this is boxing. You only get one. What I mean by one, you only get one excuse. You can't keep doing it like, you only get one. This was a bad night in the office, and that was it. Boxing fans is not forgiving like MMA fans. They're not like that. You only get one excuse here, and it got to be a very good one, and you use this up with the family dynamic and everything going on and everything you had going on outside the ring and everything that was against you. You use that now. Now it's time to refocus. It's rebuild. I would love to see you with a Freddie. I would love to see you with a Robert. I just think you need to get away from where you're at right there. I just think you need to get away from them and focus on boxing. Look, sometimes family can also be bad for you. I know you love your family, but sometimes, you gotta create certain boundaries and certain spaces and stuff like that, because they could be a danger to you and they can hurt you. Before it gets worse and something else bad happens and y'all can't repair your relationships and stuff like that, they abandoned you before over your choice of the woman that you wanted to be with, I just really think you just need a whole new team. That's what you need to do to bounce back. You have all the skills. We've seen it before. You was just told to do the wrong things. You was told to go out there and not throw jabs and set things up. You was been told the wrong thing. I just think you need a whole new team. That's all I'm saying. That's all you need to do to bounce back, is a whole new team and good people that really care about you, around you, not about their pockets, not about their financial situations and stuff like that. You just need a whole solid team. I wouldn't even be mad if you go down there and see Eddie.
You thinking just like me, True. That was what I was going to say. Go to Reynoso.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even be
locked into an extension with Top Rank, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he needs to go and fight with Eddie Reynoso, have him training him.
Oh, I mean Eddie Reynoso. I thought you meant Eddie Hearn. My bad.
I didn't know what you talking about.
Okay, my bad. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I was talking about Eddie Hearn for a second.
Nah, the type of fighter he is. Those three guys, I think, would be perfect for you. Especially with the skills that you already got. I think that those three guys would be great for you. I just think you need a whole new team. And I'm sorry, man. I don't want to. I hate to crap on father-son duels and stuff like this, but this is one that I can't get jiggy with.
All right, Spirit G.
Yeah, I agree 1,000% with Trill on this one. Is not even just the fight, the buildup of the fight. His father was too emotionally invested, and so we have two emotional guys going into a fight, meaning the father and the son, so the strategy was just chaos, and at the end of each round, when you're here in the corner, he's not really giving them sound advice. It's just more emotional outrage, and so to me, I think Teofimo Lopez would do great with Eddie Reynoso. Their team is pretty good. They got a lot of fighters, and I know that Ryan Garcia's in there, so that might be a conflict of interest. But how I look at it is like, man, Ryan ain't really about that life anyway. So Teofimo might just go to 140. So if he goes to 140, then it's a perfect fit. If he stays at 135, then Reynoso's probably not going to take him. But if he decides, and it sounds like, because when he was interacting with Kambosos at the end, when Kambosos was like, yo, running back, my man didn't want the run back. So I think, he sounds like he's been sacrificing too much to even make weight. Go to 140. And if you go to 140, holla at Eddie Reynoso, man. I think, he already, I seen that clip with him and Canelo. Canelo looked like he has a liking to him. So I think it'll be a great space, man. They got Sanchez there. They got Andy Ruiz there. Canelo. You know what I mean? They got like Eddie Reynoso's building a solid team. And I said Kambosos, but Teofimo Lopez's skill sets are similar to a lot of these guys. Like he's athletic and he has a lot of power. I think he could benefit a lot from Canelo mentoring him, for his career at 140. So definitely, I think, the dad, you had a good run with your son, but everyone has limits to their skills, their inspiration, their guidance. He just hit that plateau, man. It's time for Teofimo to grow.
All right, Ned the TBE.
Teofimo, my man, you need to get focused. You need to know what's important. How old is he? He's like 23, 24 years old right now. And you're young and you want the glamorous, you want the fame, you want to be recognized for your accomplishments. I just say you need to get focused. You need to know, prioritize what's important. You beat Loma and it just went to your head. Now this should be a lesson learned where you winning isn't everything. It's about your skill set. You have to have the skills to pay the bills. And last night you didn't show that. You knocked the man down, and that's where the glimpse and glamour of your skill set showed. Like you have that power, you have that grit. You have to keep going. You went 12 rounds where you were catching blows to the face and
Pause.
but you were taking y'all was exchanging like heavyweights, man, and that's not good. That's never good for a fighter. But I'm gonna say this: focus. Never overlook your opponent and stay in the gym. Don't care about get experts who will make sure you're gonna get the best dollar that you can get, and make sure you get the best trainers that are gonna make sure you get the best training you're gonna get. But don't be sitting out here focusing on the wrong things, talking about, oh, I'm ready to fight Devin, I'm ready to fight Loma, I'm ready to fight whoever, but you're not focused on the person in front of you. And that's where your downfall is. Don't do that. Never do that again in your career, and you'll be able to be successful.
Yeah. So I think it's important to highlight that, just to, piggyback off what G said. Sometimes you reach your limit, and as a parent, you've taken your child as far as you can take them. I mean, as a coach, you see a lot of parents, like some parents coach their kid pee-wee, football or high school football, but eventually the child goes on to receive different coaching. And I personally wouldn't bash any father, and I don't believe that we are doing that. I think giving a critique or a criticism or just your opinion on a situation isn't necessarily bashing, but we're observers, and as observers, and even as parents, you see certain things, and much like I said about the example of what you say you'll do when you get hit by a car, and then when you actually get hit by a car. It's one thing to say what you'll do as a parent if a situation arose, but then to see what happens when it actually happens. Everything is different when it actually happens, right? But for me, I could just say I do believe that if I was ever in a situation where I took my child as far as I could take them with sports and athletics, I would pass them off to someone else. And I'll give you an example of that. Richard Williams, he taught Serena and Venus how to play tennis. He and his wife, I should add, taught them how to play tennis since they were kids. But as they became teenagers, he realized that he taught them all he knew. He did all he can do for them. So his goal was to get them coaching that could take them to the next level. His goal was to put them in a position where they can take their games to the next level. So he had to let them go. Yes, he made them prodigies. He made them who they were. But he realized that he could get them to that point, and in order for them to reach another level, he had to give them to someone else who knew the game better than he did, who was more connected than he was, who had the opportunity to get the eyes on them, who had the opportunity to get them the the gameplay that they needed in practice, the hitting partners they needed in practice. So that he realized he couldn't do all that in Compton. You understand? So like I think this is a real moment for Teofimo Lopez, his dad, to really reflect and say, look, son, we did it. We got, whether you want to accept it as undisputed or not, they say it is, we got undisputed together. But I'm realizing that you need more than I can give you. When you listen to that corner and the stuff he was saying, all I heard was swears. All I heard was, okay, stop playing with him. It reminded me of Pee Wee coaching. There used to be this show called Friday Night Tykes. Like, I'm not even trying to cap. This show, Friday Night Tykes, where they follow like Pee Wee football. It's a pretty interesting show. But I realized like the worst coaches on that show would be telling the kid, you need to make the block. Make the block. They keep yelling, make the block. Well, did it ever occur to you if the kid knew how to make the block, the kid would make the block? Mm-hmm. Instead of yelling, make the block, show the kid how to make the block. Teach the kid how to make the block. Yell out technique instead of yelling out, make the block. Say, get your hand in his chest and drive your feet, push him back. Push him back. Use your hands, push him back. Instead of keep yelling, make the block. Just like I see it in fights. Cut off the ring. Cut off the ring. Did you teach the fighter how to cut off the ring? Because at the fight, in the moment, is not the time to say cut off the ring. You're supposed to be doing that in camp. Mm-hmm. The fighter's supposed to know how to cut the ring off in camp. And even then, if the fighter can't understand you yelling cut off the ring 50 times, you need to tell the fighter, anticipate his movement. Anticipate him moving to the right and try to beat him to the spot. Anticipate him moving to the left and try to beat him to the spot. You need to tell them that. So with Teofimo Lopez's dad, it was just a lot of just yelling, just cussing, but no actual helpful instruction.
F the mother, F up already. I'm like,
that's the instruction that the average person sitting on the couch could have given. The average Teofimo Lopez could have. Why are you playing around? F him up already. To his credit, though, he did say one thing at a key point in time. He said, go to his body. And that was after Teo landed two nice body punches that I felt like Kambosos wanted no parts of. But Teo didn't do it. He just didn't work the body enough. But again, that starts in camp. So I'll just close by saying this. I'm not trying to come at anyone. I think I love father-son tandems, like much like Trill said. And I root for him. But you see, like Roy Jones had to leave his dad. Shane Mosley had to leave his dad. It comes that way. Sometimes you got to leave your dad because sometimes they've taken you as far as they can possibly get you, and you need more. And I think Teo may be at that point. So salute to them. They done great things together, but I think it's time for Teo to move on.
Let us know. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out.
You're welcome.